Hello friends, welcome. In this video I'm going to add pagination here, and also we need to transform the data we sent to the index, because if I open now inspect elements, go to the view, inertia, and we have props here. Let's go to the communities, and we can see we have 6 objects and we have all the data the community has. We have the created ad description and all of them. And I don't want to send all the data here because we don't need, so we need only the name, Slack, and the ID, because we are going to add the ID in here in the links, and that's it. We don't need the description, created ad, updated ad, and so on. So for that we can use in the controller, let's open the community controller. In the index here, we just say right now, we just say all. We can create the resource and manipulate the data there, or we can say here, let's say paginate first, paginate by 5, and now let's manipulate throw, and here create a function, create get the data sign community, and let's add the ID, what I said, which is going to be community ID, the name, okay, and last thing is going to be not description but the Slack. Okay, if I save, and let's go and see now what we have. First, we are going to have an error because in the index, if I go now inside the resources, JS, pages, communities index view, we make a v4 community in communities, but we need to say now in communities dot data, because we make a paginate. If I save now, yeah, now we have only 5 items here. And let's, why I don't see that view here. Okay, let's close this. Yeah, now it's here. So in the inertia props, again communities, we have now communities as an object, and here we have the data, which are the 5 items, and we have the current page, we have the first page URL, and so on, and we have the links here. And we are going to make a v4 links here, and the first link, active is false, the label is previous, and the URL is null. Now, so because we are here, the URL is null. If we navigate in the page number 2, because right now we have object, active, label, and the URL, so let's copy this URL here and change from 1 to 2, but let's go to the 1, stick 1 again. We can see in the props, communities, links, the first one is null. If I go change this to 2, now that is going to be links again. First, yeah, now we have the link of the first page, and now the last one has the URL null. Now what I'm going to say, if I go here and after the table, let's say a div with class margin 2 and padding 2, and say here is going to be the pagination. Let's save. Yeah, it's going to be the pagination, and let's go back to the first one. Yeah. Okay, now to get to make a pagination, we can say here, add the link. And I think we have a link here. Yeah, we have a link. So let's link like this and make v4 communities dot links. Okay, we say in the view what I said in the index, we have communities and we have data of communities and also the links of communities. And we say v4 links here, and we have the label and the URL. So v4 community links, add the key, which is going to be community.id. Okay, now the href is going to be, we need to say here, sorry for that, we need to say community in communities.links. Okay, and the href is going to be community.link or .url. And here let's display the label. So community dot label. Save. Come here, and as you can see, we have the previous 1, 2, next. And if I click the second one, we go back, first one, and that is okay, but we need to design that, and I'm going to create a component for that so we can use in other resources. So let's go inside the components here, and I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to name it pagination. Okay, pagination.vue. And here let's add a view default. We don't need the style here. Also, I'm going to use the setup script here, and inside the template, I'm going to add a div with a class flex. And now what I want if we are in the first page, so this is navigating us to the first page, but we are here. So I want to hide this and don't make this clickable if we are in the first page. So if the first link has the URL null, we don't need to show that or don't make clickable. And also the same thing if we are in the last one, I don't want to be the next with URL. So right now has the so let's go again to communities, last one, 3. This is going to be null now, as you can see. Okay, I don't want now the next to be clickable, and also make some design here. So what I'm going to say, div with a div flex, and I'm going to add another div here. First, let's get the link. So I'm going to import the link from the Inertia Vue 3, and also we need to define the props. And say links is going to be an array. Okay. Here, let's add a div first. And in this div, I'm going to check if the link has that URL null. So we can say, let's add a template first. Template, and make v4 here. v4. And I'm going to say a link and also the key. In the links. Okay. Add the key here because we need the key. Let's add the key, which is going to be key. Yeah. And let's close now. Now we have the link, single link. We make a loop here. I'm going to add a div, and here I'm going to check if the link has the URL null. We are going to hide, or we are going to make not clickable the previous or the next if we are in the last one. So here I'm going to say v if the link dot URL is triple equal to the null, and v HTML add the link dot label here. Let's close now this div. So if the link URL is null, we are going to display here, and this is not, it's not going to be clickable because it's not link. Otherwise, we can say link here and add v else, because we make a v4 v if here. Here we say v else. So if it is not null, we are going to make this link. And now here we are going to bind the href, which is going to be route, or not route, we're going to be link dot URL, and also add the vhtml to be the link label. We need to add some classes, but let's save for now. And if I go in the index, instead of something like this, I'm going to add that component. We need to import first. So let's come here and say import pagination from components / pagination. And come here and say pagination add, we need in here now, we need the links to work. So we say links is going to be the communities. Okay, so we are going to add these links, those links here. So inside the communities, we have links. So communities dot links. Okay, close that one and save. And why we have two pagination here, so let's just add one. And as you can see, now we are in the page 2, and we have only one. Refresh again. I don't see nothing here, and maybe we need to add, go to the first one. We need to add some styles. So let's go to the pagination first, and in the div here, let's add with a class with margin bottom to be 1, margin right on 1 again, px 4 and py 3. The text for this is going to be gray. Let's make this gray 400. And I'm going to say also text to be small. Let's say leading to be 4, border to be rounded. Let's say border rounded. Okay, if I save and now let's see. Yeah, we have that thing here. Okay. And we need to say label here, not like this. The same thing in here. Label, save. And yeah, now we have previous here, and you can see now the previous is not clickable, and just we can see that is previous, and the next is clickable. Now the next is not clickable, and the previous is. Let's add some classes now, because the pagination component works perfectly. So in the link now, let's add the classes here. Add class, and let's just copy what we have here instead. Now we don't need to make this text gray 400, because if we have something like this. I don't want. Let's make a text gray 900. Yeah, now it's more okay. Also on hover, we need to change the look here. So let's say rounded, and I'm going to say on hover it's going to be BG white, and also I'm going to say on focus. So when we hover it, I'm going to make text indigo to be 500, and also let's say focus the border to be indigo 500. If I save and let's come here and refresh. Okay, yeah. But we are in the page 1, and we don't show here in which page we are. So if we have many pages, I want to show if we are in this page, this is going to be active. So if I inspect the elements and go to the view again, index, communities, links. Now we are in the page 1. So the active is true. The page 2 active is false. Now if this active is true, I'm going to change the class here. So let's say here bind a class first, and this is going to autocomplete, but instead of this I'm going to change and say here bg indigo and make this 300. Now this is going to be indigo if not form processing, but if the link is active. Okay, so here we have make v4 link in the community links. Now, if this link is active is true, it's going to make that. So let's save and let's see if it's going to work. Yeah, as you can see now, this is working and now this is working. Okay, friends. So we transform the data, we create the pagination, and we need to push to the GitHub. So let's open the terminal and let's say clear for now. And I'm going to say git add, git commit, and I'm going to say adding pagination for now, and git push. Okay, everything works perfectly. Go to the page 1, and also if I redirect, yeah. And the next and the previous works perfectly. Very good, friends. I hope you enjoy, and if you like a content like this, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. It's going to help me to create more video in the future. Thank you very much and see you in the next one.